The tabletop takeaway.
Game mechanics on display.
3 designers share the stage.
Pick a genre and we'll play.
The tabletop takeaway.
Welcome back to the Tabletop Takeaway. I'm Charlie McCarran,
I'm Trevor Muller-Hagel.
And I'm Ananda Gunaratna.
and we are continuing our series on multiplayer abstract strategy games with Hey, That's My Fish.
Hey, that's my fish.
Hey, that's my fish.
Hey, that's my fish. Yeah, it probably makes the most sense to say, hey, that's my fish, because we are all fighting over these fish.
We are penguins.
We're penguins on ice floes. And I guess it's an abstract strategy game in my head because it's very much like basic rules of moving pawns around on a board, and it's very much about the visual directions you're moving. And so anyways, hey, that's my fish. Imagine a bunch of little hexes that are put together in a grid, and the hexes have fish on them, either 1, 2, or 3 fish on each token tile. And you then decide where you want to put your penguins. So in a 3-player game, we each have 3 penguins to put out there. And then on your turn, you simply move a penguin in one direction as far as you want, anywhere around the 6 directions of the hexes. But you are stopped when you hit another penguin, or if there's no hex tile there. And the way this is a really interesting, emergent, evolving board is that once you leave a ice flow, you pull that hex off the board, and then that becomes your points as fish.
Yep.
So as you might imagine, the ice feels like it's melting away, and anytime you pull a hex, that also creates kind of a blocker for other penguins. And so you're slowly dissolving this big board into chunks that you can then claim all the fish of. So one of the major strategies is to try to block off an area so that you can grab all the rest of the fish there. And yeah, it's a quick game. And I don't know. Yeah, what do you guys think playing it for the first time?
I liked it.
I definitely see how you saw it as an abstract strategy game because of the kind of sliding and movement and how you'd actually alter the board as gameplay went on. And I think having that kind of permanent change is really nice.
Yeah.
Especially for an abstract strategy.
Yeah. It definitely created an arc to the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, we've previously encountered sliding movement with ricochet robots.
Oh, yes.
Although I guess this one's a little bit different because
you can stop.
Yeah, you don't have to go all the way to the end.
Yeah.
But it still remains the case that sliding movement is awesome because you don't have to count anything. You just move in a line. It's great.
Yep, and then you stop, and then you pick up the thing or whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really enjoyed kind of thinking about all the potential moves, but every player, while they had 3 penguins, only could move 1 penguin per turn, but they weren't restricted to what penguin they could move, really. So they could just use 1 penguin the entire time,
Yeah.
and that's fine.
It's very chess-like in that
Yeah.
1 move per turn kind of way.
And I think it works great as a multiplayer abstract strategy game because you're having to fight on multiple fronts.
Yeah.
And that,
Very quickly.
Yeah, that's like, there's so much tension there in terms of just the simple move. Like, if I don't move this penguin now, I'm going to get cut off from this entire area. So it's constantly analyzing, like, which area is the most important to move. There was one point where Trevor and I were both in one area with a lot of fish, but we kind of just had a truce for a while. Like, whatever, this is going to be a terrible battle someday, but we'll put it off for more important things elsewhere.
Yeah, fish-soaked battle.
Yes.
Yeah. And then I moved in.
Yep. Yeah. I think that's one of the cool mechanics or emergent things about this game is that, fighting on multiple fronts and with multiple penguins to have.
Yeah.
Because even if maybe this is my takeaway, but I have a backup one. But just the idea that, Trevor got cut off right away and then his penguin went away. But that's only one of 3 penguins.
Right.
And so many games feel really bad if you're getting stuck in one area because you only have one character you're controlling or
That's
whatever.
true, yeah.
So like just having at least 2 characters, gives you way more fun in a game.
It's sort of like I just keep referencing old games, but what was it? Thunder Road Vendetta.
Yeah.
Where you have
3 cars.
Yeah.
And so it's fine if one of them falls into a pit immediately.
It's in fact kind of funny.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. With multiple players mean that the board is breaking up in different places, and you can take advantage of other players' moves to try to claim the area that they are helping you to divide. It's actually kind of referencing another game, but it kind of reminds me of how in Domain, which we haven't covered on the series, but you divide territories by placing borders between them, but your border is also a border for your neighbor who's on the other side of it, so they can use it to help divide up the territory. It's like that here too. Someone's trying to cut off their part of the iceberg from you, but that means that now your part of the iceberg is also being partitioned, so you can keep building on that, which is cool. It's
I've never played a game like this where when you move to a space, that's basically creating a wall for yourself too, and
it may be creating an island in the process too. And like, do you go on the island to get all the stuff that's there, or do you go back to the main part of the board so you have more potential for points, but more competition too?
Mm-hmm.
Breaking up a board into a bunch of different parts is really fun.
Yeah,
it's that's a cool dynamic that I don't see that much.
It's like a abstract strategy version of I Split You Choose, kind of, because there's a lot of moments that felt like that where
you split off the continent, and now I get to choose which way do I go.
Yeah, and I mean, I Split You Choose when it's groups of objects is fine, but like when it's a territory that you're dividing into different parts, that's super cool. Actually, I remember I had an idea for a game like that a while back, where the idea was like you've got a map and you're supposed to draw lines to split up the map, and then the players would choose different areas, and each player had secret information about like treasure that was hidden in different areas of the board and such. I never went anywhere with it, but I don't know, maybe I should revisit it. I think maybe my takeaway, this is not actually what I was initially thinking of for my takeaway, but I think maybe my takeaway is that splitting up territory is super fun, and should do more of it in games. Like just start with a big area and then divide it up into small pieces, because that's fun in this game. That's fun in Domain, and I can't think of any other games that do that.
Yeah, my takeaway is actually going to tie into that a little bit too, because I was looking at the tension between I want points and like the short term, like, okay, get the 3 fish, not paying as much attention to the larger game of getting the areas and getting that kind of sectioned off for myself. I did it with one of my penguins, but not the others. And so I kind of created like a rough situation for myself. But it was really interesting. Like, I was going after points, which is how you win the game. But I had these other obstacles that I didn't really realize until it was too late.
Well, and when we started the game, Ananda said, like most abstract strategy games, I don't know what I should do.
Yeah. I think that's the case in most abstract strategy games.
I don't know if I'm playing right.
I honestly don't know if this is a weakness or a strength. I mean, maybe we can talk about this more in the wrap-up episode. But in abstract strategy games, it is very, so some advice that you hear for game design is you always want 0-level heuristics, right? You want players to go in and have some idea of what they're trying to do. And I find it is very frequently the case in abstract strategy games like this one, that you go in and you have no idea what to do. Although, actually, that's not...
You want points.
Well, I should say it's not completely fair in this game, because in this game they do actually help you figure out what you should do, because the fish have different values.
Right.
If all of the fish were worth 1 point,
That'd be a very different game.
well, you would still have a game.
Oh, yeah.
Because dividing up the areas is still super important.
Yeah.
But I guess what would be very different there is that you would have no idea how you're supposed to do that, because you don't have any heuristics yet.
Right.
For like how do I even go about making an area?
Oh, so you're saying
Yeah.
that the points kind of help guide in that 0 level heuristic.
The points, having different values of fish gives you something to do while you're still figuring out how
works.
the game works.
Yeah.
And like, you want to split off an area that only you control, but like, how do you do that?
Yeah.
That was 100% me.
Right.
It's
was
kind of
at-
to me, it's like the difference between chess and Go. Go, everything is 1 point.
Yeah.
You don't know. And chess is like, oh, obviously.
If you can get the queen, that's really helpful.
Yeah.
But then you want the king to win.
Yep. Yeah, and
That-
yeah.
This actually makes me feel like I should have a different takeaway. But,
Well, here I'll go with my secondary takeaway while you're thinking about
well,
it.
okay, wait. We should let Trevor get his.
So
because-
the takeaway itself, to actually make it succinct,
Yeah.
is to have a push and pull between like the points and the actual strategy of the game to win. And I think that's just really interesting, because it can
Yeah.
kind of create a lot of tension
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, and only on a second play might you realize like, some of these points are going to be a trap.
Yeah.
Because
This 3-pointer in the bottom left corner, I should not get. That's not helpful.
yeah,
Yeah, and so my second takeaway, I guess not really. It's building on your takeaway,
Sure.
Trevor. Is
hey,
that
that's my takeaway.
no? Well, it's that 0 level heuristics are important in most games, and they're especially important in abstract strategy games.
Yeah.
So like abstract strategy games, very frequently, the best thing to do will be completely non-intuitive.
Right.
Because it's abstract. The mechanics, you have to really think about the mechanics to figure out what the best thing to do is. So you need to have a second part to the game that's very, very obvious.
Yep.
Which in this case is,
Points.
grab all specifically grab all the triple fishes, because
Right.
those are obviously worth the most in the short term.
I got to the highest score within round 4, and then it was all downhill from there.
yeah,
Yeah. So that's super important in an abstract strategy game.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, here's my second real takeaway.
It's a lot of takeaways for.
I know. Hey,
Hey,
I
that's
didn't
my
know
fish.
if we would, but I love this game, and yeah, it's being that it's packaged as like, oh, this looks like a silly kids game.
It's like cutthroat.
Yeah, cutthroat, but also like friendly. Like I was saying, there's enough. You're not attacking each other. You are doing things
Trapping
that
each other.
Yeah, you're. Oh, but that's just advantageous for me to get this spot. Sorry, Trevor. But okay, the takeaway I was thinking about is one of the huge benefits to abstract strategy is that you can really think about what the other player's moves could be, and enjoy like coming up with the puzzle, trying to solve the puzzle yourself on other players' turns. And unlike a game with hidden information, you can't really enjoy that because you don't know what cards they have or whatever. But in a game like this, where it's like very fun to figure out the visual puzzle of like, what would I do if I was in this situation? And then you see, like Trevor at the end, it was just
Yeah.
me and Ananda,
Yeah.
but it was still engaging because you were trying to figure out like
What I would do. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So, and we had that in our last game, Element, too, where it's like and we were even kind of saying it out loud, like what would be,
Oh, you know what you could do is,
Yeah.
oh, I'm helping you.
Yeah.
Oh.
yeah. But in that one, it's like fun because you're drawing specific tokens that might
Right.
help. So it doesn't really matter if you plan it out or say what you're thinking about in advance because they might not get those tokens.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's my takeaway for
Nice.
why abstract strategy games
Takeaway
are cool.
Yeah. Well, actually, so something else I really like about Hey, That's My Fish is the implied scoring when you're the only one. Well, okay, so what I mean is when you're the only one who can access a region, the game doesn't actually have any rules about this. But what we did was we just broke off that region, and you scored all of it at once because no one else can go there.
Once you're done competing, then you'd go back to move those anyway.
Yeah.
And why would you actually do the movements if you don't have to?
I guess. Well, okay. Technically, you could stall by moving your penguin onto those.
Oh, that's true. If you didn't want to move.
But I can't think of why would you ever not want to move in this game. I do not.
Moving is very important.
Yeah, like if you're not moving, you're not scoring points.
You're not fishing.
Mm-hmm.
It seems, I don't think there's ever a case where you'd want to not move. So that's so fine. But it's really cool that you can set up a situation where you are logically the only person who can score something, because then you can just score it all at once, and that feels really good.
So I just caught these 6 fish
Yeah.
with that one move.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I sort of wonder how you could set that up in other games.
Oh, sure.
There is something in a lot of games, actually, now that I think about it, where even in non-abstract games, like let's say you have a game where, I can't remember the name of the game where I did this, but I'm sure this happens in a lot of games. But like there are some tracks, right? And the first person to the top of the track is going to get this huge bonus. So you want to get there first. And you move up the track until you're like 1 or 2 spaces away from the end. And then you're like, I don't need to go further, because if anyone else tries to catch up to me, I can take the end of the track at any time. So it is implied that I control that, but I don't actually need to take it. I just...
Yeah.
I can
you just discourage other people
Right.
enough.
Well, it's like it's implied you have control of it. The rules don't say you have control of it, but you basically have it, and you can work on other things.
Yeah.
And that's super cool. Which that does rely on having a limit on how much other people can do, though, right? Because like if someone could just buy up the rest of the track all at once, then you can't feel safe. You only feel safe doing that if there's a limit on other players' actions, which is frequently the case in abstract strategy games because you can only do one move at a time.
Right.
Often. Like in Hey, That's My Fish, I can imagine a scenario where there's a move I can take that will get me to cut off a really valuable area, and I don't need to make that move because if anyone else tries to angle themselves to get in there, I can just make the move and take the area. So
just delay that until it's done. Yeah.
And chess has a similar thing because that's the way defense works in chess. Like you say, oh, if you go there, I'll capture you. So you can't go there.
So don't go there.
Yeah. It's very characteristic, I think, of having a limited number of things you can do, especially if there's only one thing you can do.
Yeah, and this one really does feel like distracting people, or like where do you focus your attention is just interesting. And there's so many moments where you can feel clever because there's so many options. Like, ooh, I bet you didn't think I was going to go here, and then block your path to, So, good game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, join us next time as we play Homeworlds.
Hey, thanks for listening to The Tabletop Takeaway. This podcast is made possible by listeners like you. So please tell your friends and visit our website at thetabletoptakeaway.com, where you can suggest games and mechanics for us to cover next on the show.